Yeah,
Now I gotta.
you are.
A big show off now. I'm a real ham, eh?
You're going to show us how to
Anyways,
bait the...
okay, today we're going after pretty much everything to anything, really. Anything that with any signs of life or heartbeats or it breathes, and we keep it. Most of our catch consists of like rock cod, lingcod, halibut snapper, skate, salmon, dogfish, unfortunately, and just everything, eh? We usually fish the bottom 15 to 20 feet of all around here. It's the bottom around here is very, very rocky, and if you take a look at Discovery Island, you can see the rock formations, how it's all up and down, little cracks and crevices everywhere. Okay, that's consistent throughout this whole waterway around here. It's all very, very rocky. And today we're using a method of fishing called mooching. And this mooching gear, we're going to bounce off the bottom and fish the bottom 15 to 20 feet. Now that's the ideal habitat for the majority of species of fish that we go after. Okay, and to date, using this method, and with all the people we've had on board to date, knock on wood, we have not been skunked. So let's keep this roll going, guys. I'm going to show you how to use this gear. Let's just keep it going because it's good for business for us. So this is my first year I've ever seen this boat not get skunked all year. We haven't. We came close. There's a couple days ago that we actually came really close, but not quite yet. So anyways, throughout this little thing I'm going to be talking, I'll be saying a couple things, and a few of you will be getting, I don't know, some guys don't know your fishing past or any of you at all. So when I say things and you already know it, like you, oh well, yeah, of course, just let it go right by you. Like for instance, this is the butt of the rod, butt of the fishing rod. Put it under your armpit. Okay, leave it under your armpit. That's how you properly hold on to a fishing rod. Something like this. If you're looking like this, you're looking like a fisherman. Do not use your crocs. If you hook into a halibut, man, that halibut's going to go for a run. He's going to pound that down, and this is coming up. Stuck there all day. So just leave the butt of the rod under the armpit. Hang on to it that way. So now that we're holding on to the rod properly, we're going to drop this gear over the side. There's a little wing nut here. You just spin this out counterclockwise, okay? This one's been torqued up pretty tight, but yeah, just counterclockwise. That takes all the tension off your reel. Why it's on here, I don't know. Complete waste of time. Once it's backed off, leave it for the rest of the charter, okay? And then just proceed in letting it down. Very important, you let this gear down at a nice, slow, steady rate, okay? You want to break it with your hand or finger or whatever, but slow this reel down. If you let go of this reel, it'll get tangled, just like that. And then we're spending 20 minutes, half an hour of your time untangling your reel. So take care of your reel, hands on it all the time, hang on to your rod, don't ever let go of your rod. Had somebody just throw their rod over the side the other day. That was kind of interesting. And they just had enough, I guess. I don't know, they just threw it over. It made no sense to me.
Did you send them up?
Oh yeah. No, I grabbed it, but I wanted to send them off to it, that's for sure. Okay, and around here it's about, well, it's only about maybe 40 to 60 feet. It's pretty shallow here, but later on in the charter I'll move us out into some deeper water, in and around 100 foot, 125 foot range, okay? And, but anyways, you let this gear go all the way down to the bottom, and so you're breaking it, letting it down, nice steady rate. As soon as you hit bottom, you'll know it by your rod tip. Your rod tip will bounce up, your line will go slack, and the weight of your rod will be a little bit lighter, okay? It'll actually be a pound lighter, okay? Because the 1 pound lead is no longer on it. As soon as you've hit bottom, you want to get away from it by winding up about 10 or 15 times at a speed something like around here, okay? If there's no fish on it at that time, send her back down to bottom. And pound, and hit bottom. Where is it? There it is there. There's bottom there. Then I repeat the whole process all over again. You wind up 15 times. This is what you guys do for 4 hours. Isn't that great, eh?
We're going to get wisdom.
Winding and dropping, and that's it. Keep this gear moving. This is a very similar method to jigging. Now, we get a lot of people who like to jig. Now, jigging is all that great. It looks excellent, looks energetic, and it's awesome. I mean, I love the enthusiasm put into jigging, but it's useless, completely useless for this gear. It does nothing for you. You may as well just put your rod down and have a coffee, because your lead weight's going up and down, and your bait is not moving. Your bait is sitting there dead. And these fish are predators. They hunt for food. They don't eat dead things. So if your bait looks dead, they're not going to bite it. So you got to keep this gear moving. Doing all the winding and dropping is going to ensure it's got a nice spinning action all the way up, 15 feet, spinning all the way down, spinning all the way up, that with the addition to wind and tide. Today there's not too much of either, but we will be drifting along, covering all this habitat. We're gonna come across a school of fish, hopefully. This is another silly little thing I have to say. You guys, if you see a rod tip bouncing up and down like that, there's nothing wrong with it. That's a fish. You got some of you have come hundreds of thousands of miles to come out fishing. Well, that is what a fish looks like when he's hitting your rod. So that fish is, he just hit you. You got to hit him back. Okay, just hang on to this reel and give it a good boot up in the air, just like that. A sharp, quick jerk. What that does is it draws the hook into the fish's mouth. Then you've got him. Then and only then do you have him. Okay, you got to set that hook. Most of the fish around here have a really hard mouth, and so it does take a little to get that hook pumped in there. Okay. If and when you do catch a fish, just wind him up steady, yell out fish on so that Aaron or myself can assist you if need be. Like if you hook into a halibut or a salmon or something like that, you might need some further assistance. But other than that, you just wind up steady. And if and when you do catch a fish, please leave him in the water. The whole fish, the head, tail, fins, everything. Leave them underwater, and we'll come to you and pull the fish out for you. Okay? Mostly because a lot of them have long, sharp, poisonous spines, sharp, razor-sharp teeth, and sharp scales. So let us do all the handling. Aaron just got nailed by a spine the other day, and I had somebody swing a rock cod under the excitement of catching a fish. He was so excited that he just brought it aboard, swung it aboard, and this rock cod went flying right into some poor lady's ankles. And it stabbed every spine, caught her in the ankles. She's in a lot of pain. So what it feels like to be stung by a rock cod, it feels like a 15-pound bumblebee coming up and just stinging you or something. It hurts so much. So we'll try and keep it all nice and safe and calm, cool, and collected. We'll pull the fish in. One last thing I do have to say is that because we are fishing so close to bottom, there is a slight chance that we might actually hook into the rocks below. And if you do hook into the rocks below, there's only one way of getting yourself out of that predicament, and I'll show you. Okay? There's rocks directly below us. We're drifting. This is a 60,000-pound boat drifting with this tide. You hook into a rock directly below us, the boat's going to continue on its drift. Okay? And you're going to feel a little pull way up here at the surface. And you're going to think it's a big fish, which is normal, which is good. You want to be optimistic here. If anything moves that rod tip, that's a fish. You give it a good boot, okay? Even if you're not sure, you give it a good boot, and that might be a fish. You might be surprised. But anyways, if you see a rod tip dip down and it's pulling really hard, and you set it, you wind up, you're all excited, but then you realize, hey, I'm not able to wind this thing up. It's actually stopping me right up cold. And you won't be able to wind it up at all. The rod will be bent right down. It'll be bent something like around here, eh? What you got to do is put the palm of your hand. Okay, now this is fairly important, very important actually. You got to put the palm of your hand directly between these two knobs, eh? The whole palm, and then you just put the other hand on the back of the reel, rest the rod on the railing, and that's it. Okay. Now this is a technique I'm showing you, and it requires no strength at all. So if there's any question on whether or not you're strong enough, you don't need strength, okay? So by having your hand, the palm of your hand right between these knobs, that's going to ensure that this reel does not spin out at all, okay? I don't want it to spin out. And then just holding on, get a balance, and let the boat do what it's been doing all day, and that is drift, okay? The boat's been drifting, and it'll either forcefully pull it off the bottom or it'll snap this line. Again, it's only 40-pound test line, so it's not that strong, you know? It will snap. I'm pretty much finished. I just want to do a quick recap. Pretty much from what I've just said through this whole thing is just hit bottom, wind up 15. Hit bottom, wind up 15. If you feel a fish hit you, you hit it back. And then just wind up steady. And we'll hopefully catch a few fish. I got 120 deck feet of boat here. Let's use the whole thing by everybody grabbing a rod, spreading as far away from each other as possible. And good luck, okay? Thank you much. Is there any questions? No?